Well, hello, you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. I just want to stop by here very quickly. We talked about this, I want to say, in the month of June, and then we talked about this in the beginning of July. But I was doing a crystal class. I wanted to go over, some hidden knowledge about crystals, as well as give you some you know, upfront information about crystals that, of course, you can look up yourself. And so, either way, y'all, crystals are very interesting, and a lot of people don't even understand, that these crystals are like entities. Like there's energy within these crystals, and that's why even going into like certain beliefs, certain things, people consider us to be like crystal children because they feel like there's a big source of light that we come from, a prism of energy, and then we're broken off fragments of that. And that's the same thing with all these crystals, these minerals and these stones, right? Because they're minerals in these stones, and copper, iron, all this other stuff. And so they're linked to the same system. There's an interlink between them. And so people are not aware of the abilities of them as well. Like they can attract, they can knock down the doors, they can keep people and things away from you. They can bring things to you, they can heal you, they can do a lot of things. And of course, it's a lot. And so we have, so much knowledge on crystals. I use that as my first go-to when it comes to spiritual energy. A crystal. I either have them on me, around them, around me, in me. Hello. Okay. And so that's what it is. And so this class is actually requested. But like I said, check out the blog spot. We're talking about it. It will be presented either Friday or Saturday. I'm thinking Friday, presented Friday evening. And then we will have the recording available as soon as Saturday night. If you're wanting the deal, we have 100 for this class by 3 a.m. August the 6th. So you have a little bit over, I think it's like 26 hours, 27 hours. But either way, it's 100. If you pay for it after that, the cost will be 120. Y'all, we're covering a lot of good stuff in it. I'm also entering everyone who participates in this class into a mystery box. We have not done that in a while. People talked about that. I remember doing mystery box back in the day. Y'all sending random, spiritual objects to people. And so, yes, and y'all, I'm pooped too. I'm really trying to get through this so I can take my ass to bed. It's a little past 12 a.m. And I've been up since 8 a.m. Productive. That's one thing too, y'all. I've been so productive. I've been so busy with classes, my in-person work. And of course, we're supposed to be doing Midnight Mental, y'all. Oh my God, it's been like probably 2 or 3 months, 4 months now. But of course, you guys, it's all about prioritizing. And I love doing classes. I love teaching people information, new things, and then also supporting people, right? I consider myself a, spiritual advice, but also a supporter, right? I'm here to help people on their spiritual journey. Whether you need spiritual support, mental support, emotional support, someone there to talk to lean on, I'm there for you. Of course, you can reach me at 2spirit@gmail.com. But yes, y'all, just a lot. We've been doing a lot of good things. I'm so thankful for the love and support from you all. I do not take, your trust. I do not take your love, your support lightly. I don't play about it. I always tell y'all there's people who support me regularly. Baby, you can call me, you can text me at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., honey. I can be there. Type, baby, I'm going to answer that call. I'm going to be there for you. And that's what I'm here for. Even going into like a lot of people, and, and we talked about this before as well. Like, y'all, I'm not just this person that's out here, thinking of ways and, what they call it, hustles to get money. Y'all know, I'm a queen of all trade girl. They said Jack about you. I'm a queen of all trade girl. Educated on many things. Hello. I've taken courses, seminars on things, especially when it comes to spirituality and energy work. And so when it comes into like counseling and stuff, I took classes on this. I have certifications on certain types of counseling. So of course, this is what give it has given me, not only the credentials, but also it has equipped me with tools that I can use, of course, for myself, but also to help people who may need that help. And so, of course, like I told you guys, coming out and doing my thing, I felt like people that were around me could not fully give me the support I needed. They could fully give me what I needed. A lot of them didn't understand, me and my energy. And even going as far as this, like people will think that the whole LGBT is all connected, it's all the same. It's really not. Gay guys have their own experience, lesbians have their own experience, trans people have their own experience, non-binaries have their own experience. And so either way, the type of support that you offer these people is independently on that experience, but also it's person to person. And so like I said, people could not give me the support that I needed. People couldn't really give me the proper guidance that I needed because I was a different type of entity and energy. And so of course I said, baby, I need to, attune myself and do things for myself to help myself. And that's why I became educated in different things. Still it's the learning process, learning energy, learning, how to maneuver through something that we call life. So like I said, I feel, privileged. I feel honored, like I said, to be here, to be able to assist those of you who reach out and, to get my help. And then also asking for guidance. And that's something too, y'all. Age is nothing but a number. Do you know that most of my clients are older than me? I'm going to say like 97% of my clients. I've done work for younger people. I've done work for people that were younger than myself. Even, when I first started doing YouTube, I was in, my 20s and stuff. And so people like come to me at like 15, 16, 19, 20, and even now, like I said, every now that I get a young person, but a majority of people that hit me up are older people. And so it just shows you that, yes, age, is something, it's important. Clearly, that's why we market. But age is truly nothing but a number because, age does not mean wisdom. Age does not mean maturity. Age does not mean you have it all together. And even as a spiritual person, even as a spiritual advisor, I don't say I have it all together as well, but I have the tools that I need when something rises, when an obstacle is put in my way, to actually healthily, holistically, knock down or go around or go above these obstacles. And that's why I go into sometimes a tangent or a rant. And of course, some people take it offensively, and I tell people like, I don't live my life for you, and you don't live your life for me. What you eat ain't gonna make me shit, and vice versa. And so, when I speak about my sober lifestyle and me not doing drugs and drinking, it's not to flex. It's not to let you know like I'm the bitch and I'm better than you because this is my life. No, it's kind of reminding those of you out there who are trying to get help that baby, I'm the one. Regardless of what type of background I grew up in, I did not have to steal. I didn't have to cheat. I didn't have to scam to get ahead. Regardless of what my background was or my lifestyle was coming up, I did not have to fall prey to, certain systems, certain programs to get a temporary fix. And like I said, going into the people I support, those people who reach out to me and I support them emotionally, spiritually, and physically, a lot of times people have, they were under these programs, and I don't hold them accountable for that. I don't hold them hostage because, of course, different people react different to different life experiences. You either become a victim of these experiences or you become victorious. And just so happened I am one person that became victorious. Like I said, that doesn't mean I'm better than you. It doesn't mean that I'm, the shit and you're not. It just means that my route to where I need to get to is different from yours. And so, like I said, I'm always here to support, love. Yes, your story may be different, but I understand. I understand the struggle. I understand the program. I understand the idea. And even going as far as this, y'all, like there's people that I, spoke with in the past who were trying to change their life. And, because we talked about this before. Let's turn this off. We talked about this before. We had people who were thieves that were actually about to go to jail, who came to me to get work done. And, they were going to really serve some time, y'all. They're going to be serving some a hefty sentence. And what they were telling me is that they grew up they were taught how to steal from their parents, and they were told that it was okay as long as you're stealing a certain amount or you're stealing a certain, a particular item, you're not getting too crazy, it's okay. And so as they got older, they still thought it was okay. And of course, my mind, my experience, I'm like, but we all grow older and we know right from wrong. Of course, I kind of did share that with them because they asked me for my opinion about it. Of course, they came to me for, help. And I explained to them, like, that program, because it's a program. That's why on the outside, I'm not a part of that program. I don't understand it. But being on the outside and knowing what it is, and a lot of things that we've been through the life of this program, when we talk about this, a lot of things we do habitually is a program. And that's just what it comes down to. And so, of course, finding yourself, freeing yourself is really identifying the programs and deprogramming yourself. That's really what it's about. And finding the pieces that have been fragmented and scattered throughout. Because the crazy thing about it is the whole system that we're in is meant to leave you fragmented and scattered. This is why depression and other mental illnesses are at an all-time high. This is why going into dementia and Alzheimer's, these are common things now. Even going into like autism and stuff, like all these things go into spirituality and then it falls into the physical. And of course, we go over that in the chakra class. We break all this stuff down. Vital organs produce certain, hormones or enzymes, and these hormones and enzymes deals with your moods. It deals with your functioning of your brain. Hell, even going into foods and stuff, a lot of us, we were not forced to eat fruits and vegetables. A lot of us did not receive the proper discipline as children. So of course you grow up and you kind of do what the fuck you want to do, and not take heed to what the consequences to your action may be. And so, like I said, once again, it's not about because I grew up with restrictions and boundaries and discipline that I'm better than you. It just says that, baby, I'm able to help you figure out what it is that's stopping you from achieving the life that you're wanting to live, the life that you deserve to live. And that's why I'm still here. Okay. You're worthy of everything that you want. You're worthy of a good life. You're worthy of good friends, worthy of a good man. You're worthy of a good woman. You're worthy of a good job. You're worthy of everything you want. It was hard enough coming into this life. So everything you want in this life, you deserve it. And of course, you're taught by society and sometimes even the enemies that come in as your family and friends sometimes that, oh, you're selfish. Oh, that's fucked up that you want that one. People over there. It's like, bitch, I can't be concerned about the people over there in Israel and Palestine. Bitch, I don't live over there. And girl, I've been out of road, girl. People will be like, how could you be so selfish? Like I remember just a little story. I remember that I worked for a job when I was younger, and I only worked for this job because I was a kept woman for a little period of my life, and of course that ended, so I had to become a working woman. Hello, I had to get a job, get a 9-to-5 job, honey. And so either way, when I worked this 9-to-5 job, I was so sad about this employment meal, y'all. Well, I was like, girl, like they giving us, food, but they wanted us to like have only certain food, and then you have to have it at a certain time. And then, of course, if you work this and that, they were like, you have a bigger plate, and it was crazy. Like they were like kind of breaking the law ultimately. And so I would be like, fuck that, and telling people I know, like, girl, I can't believe the audacity. They we working dealing with these rude ass people, and they want to offer us a kid serving the fucking food. And this person in particular, they're listening in, like I'm confided in them. And they were like, well, you're lucky they giving you something, because there's some people that work that don't get a employee meal. And there's people over there hungry in Kenya. And I'm like, bitch, I mean, God bless Kenya. God be with Kenya. But bitch, I don't give a fuck about what they're doing over in Kenya. That does not affect me, baby. That Kenya people ain't paying my bills. Honey, me worrying about what they over there doing. I mean, no shade. And that's how it goes with a lot of stuff. So it's like, baby, like, girl, what? And even going into that as well, y'all, like I knew people that were able to suffer. I knew people, and I told y'all this story over and over again. I help people, in other areas get money legally. And these people are like, 2 years older than me, 3 years older than me. One of them was the same age as me. And, I kind of showed them a way and they were, happy. They were getting the money and all that good stuff. And then all of a sudden they had a, slippery slope. They slid on down that slope. And it was just like, fuck you, bitch. And, they were trying to fight me. And of course, I didn't take it face value at that moment. But as I learned people and energies, it dawned on me, when you're changing, when you're elevating out of your old way, when you're starting to deprogram or be deprogrammed, the program itself becomes its own entity. You have a split of energies, you have a split of identities that happen. And so the old program, which we'll say the Old Testament, and the new you, which is the real you, is the New Testament, it starts to fight each other. And that's what was going on. He didn't cuss out his brother. He didn't cuss out his mama, his daddy, his grandma, his grandpa, who didn't tell him to finish school and to get his life. And when you become 18, you need to get your own shit. While he was this grown ass man doing shit on the back of the building and, in the barn and shit, girl, ain't no way. The bitch, if I'm old enough to fuck, I'm getting my own place. Sorry, babe. Hello? And so either way, instead of him fighting them, he was fighting me. And I was like, bitch, what did I do to you? I didn't do shit to you. I'm helping you to get the money legally. You know what I mean? I'm helping you to get the money rightly. And bitch, this is what you wanted. Because I asked you and you're like, yeah, I'm down. You're a grown ass person. And so that's what it was. It was the old program fighting the true self. And of course, we've passed that. And now, he said differently. He always say, if it wasn't for you, you excited my taste buds for making money. And so, of course, he's still kind of a bum, but I mean, he's slow to get where he needs to get to. But anyway, so I'm saying all that to say that it's unfortunate that people are in a certain mindset that we all should be suffering, that we all should feel some type of remorse from wanting to have a better life. We should feel bad for wanting to be good at what we do and be the best that we possibly be. We should feel bad for wanting to be comfortable and safe and kept. And I even told you about my old friend who 10 years of a friendship, y'all. Teenage, pre-teen. We became actual friends when we were like 13, 14. We ended that friendship about 24, 25, maybe even 26. It was almost 26. And of course, that mindset stayed there because he didn't grow up in a household that had structure. He didn't grow up in a household with discipline. He didn't grow up in a household with respect. I mean, hell, in that household, he had a mama who was meeting people off the party line, and the older sister ran off with one of the niggas at the party line at 14 years old. This man was like 28 years old. And not one time did the mama go get her motherfucking daughter. And then it happened again when I kind of helped him raise these little sisters. He had two sisters, and I, would go over there every weekend because I'm like, girl, this sounds crazy, y'all, but it's a true story. The mom was not being a positive role model for these daughters. I mean, hell, she wanted to be a positive role model for, even her son. So I felt like I was their mother. I was like their, adopted mother or something, honey. So I would go over there. I make sure they had their tampons. I make sure they had all the good stuff, their food. I make sure they ate because they were not eating like that neither. Okay, that's the type of life they were in. And, I saw this and I was, trying to be there. But the same thing happened when I stopped going around. The younger sister, I think she was like 13, 14, very pretty too, started dating an older man as well, 27. And the mama let this motherfucker move in. And girl, they were doing shit. And I told my friend, him being a man, like, baby, yeah, you might be gay, but you're a butch queen. Bitch, you need to put your fucking foot down and you need to tell this fucking pedophile to get the fuck out that house. And if he don't get the fuck out that house, bitch, you gonna show him. And that was another thing too. He had older cousins and shit too. So I'm like, why is the older cousins not coming in and putting foot down? Because they didn't give a fuck. And so, like I said, without getting into the story shit, I'm just saying that house was a free house. We had discipline, bitch. We had a curfew. We had time that we had to go to bed. We had guests. There was only certain days the guests come over. Bitch, before we went out to play, we had to make sure our homework, like, we had a structure within our home. So my perception is a little different from those who did not have that. And so, like I said, going into the whole programming and deprogramming, sometimes programming is good. Sometimes what they call brainwashing is good because you grow up with these memories. You grow up with discipline. I remember if I did something wrong, I would get punished for it. So I thought about this would becoming an adult as well. I get become an adult. My mama and daddy can't whoop me no more and put me on punishment. Who's going to now take over? And then, of course, bitch, we know it's the judge, we know it's the police. So this is why I didn't want to break the law. This is why I didn't want to do stupid ass shit. And then going into other shit. I didn't want to inflict pain and hurt on myself. I was thinking, like, what is drinking going to do for me? Like, other people are stressing me out because I grew up in a family that they love drinking and they love smoking weed and shit. They love it, girl. They love smoking weed. They love, drinking. Girl, every function you got to have a liquor there, girl. I mean, girl, they would have a counter full of fucking liquor, girl. And I would just be looking at these people be belligerent and just like, girl, what? Like, you cannot be happy. And girl, at that time too, and it's even amazing to think about it, y'all. Like, I was a young kid and I was thinking this shit like, there's no way these people are happy. Like, I'm in my moment, I'm in my energy, I'm feeling, down, depressed, lonely, misunderstood. And I'm like, well, that liquor shit is just gonna make me worse. Me smoking weed is just gonna make me worse because I see people get high and they fight and shit. Or they do weird shit. Or I was drunk and, wake up and there's 3 women pregnant by this motherfucker. Whatever. I had cousins like that. But I'm just like, it was like, I didn't want that for me. And so I was thinking about it, like I say, even when I was wet behind the ears and not fully developed, I was still thinking like, well, what is that going to do for me in the long run? And then and I guess that's the advantage of knowing older people. I surrounded myself with older people. Older people liked being around me, and I'm not, I'm saying that humbly, but it was true. They loved being around me and they're like, oh, you're so fun. You're so mature for your age. And I would learn their life stories. Like, and that's why even going into the medical stuff, that's why I even wanted to, piqued my curiosity of getting into the medical field because it was really learning about the human body. Because I think the human body is so beautiful, so complex, so fragile. It's so amazing when you think about the human body. But also, I know, like doing your internships and stuff, and you go and you see these old people and they're telling you their story, and you're like, well, how did you end up, in a wheelchair? And they're like, I was doing stupid shit. And you're like, what were you doing? And they tell you the story, and you're like, well, I ain't doing that shit. And so that's how I learned. They would tell me their stories, and I'll say, well, I ain't doing that. Miss Jenkins, she said that she had to get her toe amputated because she was wearing tight ass shoes, which caused the bunion to show up, but she didn't get the bunion fixed, and now they took fucking toe out because there was circulation. Like, girl, like that put things in perspective for me. And even going into like watching YouTube and shit, because I grew up in the era of technology. Like, girl, the mid 2000s to the late 2000s, like 2007, 2008, 2009. Like, I was able to see things like people doing stupid ass shit, like drinking and driving. I'm like, oh shit. If the liquor doing that, I haven't seen nothing good with liquor. I've not seen a video where somebody get drunk and they become so lucky that they become a millionaire. I haven't seen a video. Like, I was thinking this to myself, like, oh girl, I don't ever want to do that. That's a waste of money too. Bitch, how much is that liquor? $50. For what? The fuck? Bitch, So I was just like, girl, I can't do it. But either way, just a little bit of, story time and, strolling down a little bit of, reminiscing and, letting y'all know how it is and what it is and what it ain't. But that's it for me. Like I said, that's just what it was for me. So I learned through other people's experiences. And of course, some of them I said, I'm curious to find out myself. And then Girl Spirit were like, you really do? Yeah. Sure enough, I found out myself. I'm like, fuck, why did I do that? I shouldn't have did it. I should have just listened to them and just took their word for it. But that's what it is. So either way, y'all, thank you as always for the love and support. Today, I got a surprise to one of my people. They always there, honey. When I think about the goodness and the fullness of God, I think about this person too, because I feel like this person be always thinking about me, or this person be like, I hope she's doing good. And regardless of what it is and regardless of what it is and how it ain't, this person's just like, I'm going to send, I'm going to give. And like I said, I truly appreciate that. I actually upgraded one of my phones today, y'all. I'm getting my 5-inch Samsung S Ultra. What is it? S25 Ultra. Hello. And so anyway, like I said, I'm just so grateful for the love and the support, y'all. I really do mean it. And like I said, I'm always here for y'all. Whether I'm on YouTube or not, check that. You can send something to that email and I'll respond to y'all. If I don't respond back immediately, that means that either it's in the spam or somehow way it got deleted. I'm slowly getting out of that delete shit because I used to do that delete, accidentally just scrolling through deleting shit like, girl, what the fuck is this? But yeah, don't do that. But like I said, I'm always here. And then, like I said, we'll be doing more things. Y'all know what I'm doing. I've been consistent. I'm going to be consistent. Y'all, I'm here because I want to be here. Like I said, I do want to see people elevate. I do want to see a difference. Y'all, it's about to be 10 years. And collectively, that's how I even posted on my story the other day. Do real spiritually inclined, magically inclined people exist? Because I feel like a lot of people only became certain things because it was trendy. I feel like a lot of things have failed to the wayside. I feel like a lot of people are not really, it's been revealed that they're not really here to help. Even some people are singing a new tune. Some people were demonic and shit, and I'm here, the demons are here. And now, girl, you get caught up with them, girl. They sit in rocking chairs and shit with glasses, reading Bible scriptures and shit. And I'm like, girl, can you explain to me? There are certain scriptures that are used to incite demonic frequencies, but not those scriptures I'm seeing them reading stuff in these little videos and clips I've been seeing. I'm like, girl, what? Girl, not Jesus came in and spoke to him. Ow. Not their adoring virtue. What is adoring virtues? Girl, ow. Girl, not they've always been Christian just trying to act like they were demonic because they wanted that demonic ass money. Hello. Can we talk about a sellout? And that's what I tell y'all too. Baby, we're not doing this just to sell out. I love, and I know spirit. I love energy work. I love discussing magic. I love talking about entities. I love talking about spiritual things. This is not just a phase for me. Ever since I was a kid, baby, like I said, I could call the person who gave birth to me. I could call people who lived with me. I call people who've known me majority of my life. And they can vouch that this is not just a way for me to be liked. It's not just a way for me to, this is a way to make money. The money is there because, of course, I could talk about things, just talk about like I do now. I'm not a YouTube partner and I come on and talk about stuff. When we get into that, like expertise and actually tapping in, of course, baby, I want to get paid for my time. That's just how I've always been, girl. That's how I got into escorting, girl. I felt like my time is valuable, girl. And I feel like if you want a piece, you got to give up. You got to give me something, honey. And we're not talking about you because don't get it twisted. We just saying you don't get time back. So at least I can say I sacrificed 2 hours with this bitch that didn't take my advice, but she paid me for that time. See what I'm talking about? Even going into like even the escort stuff and seeing people and never exposing them. I would never expose anybody that I've dealt with. I've talked about some of the experiences I've dealt. I've said some of the things that people could possibly say, oh, well, you kind of dry snitch. No, I didn't, because I could have been anybody. But no matter how mad they get me, they can come out and say, fuck all the, TSs or whoever, especially the black spiritual ones. I'm not going to be mad about it because, baby, I walk out winning anyway. Bitch, I walked out with money. I walked out with gifts. I walked out with, content. And, hello, a bitch can never be mad. In the end, you're the one that's bitter and losing. Bitch, we know what it was when you met up. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't see it as that. Girl, we come together. We have, that's a bonding experience for me. And, I kind of were talking about this earlier to one of my sisters. Like, I hate gossiping. I hate gossiping. I don't know if I don't have a memory of that. I don't know if I heard people gossiping when I was younger and I saw them get their ass whooped. But I just don't like gossiping. I don't like the spirit of gossip. I don't like doing that unless, of course, it's like you and I were talking and it's something that affected you. So you got to bring up somebody else. Could you believe this lady cut me off or this bitch slapped me? I can see that. But we're randomly having a bonding moment because I think of like right now we're bonding communicating. I love talking, and that's my way of bonding. Okay, one of my love languages is communicating, talking. That's how we bond. If we're not communicating effectively, or it's not being seen as a one-on-one level, or we're in a group, okay, if you're not there during the discussion, bitch, you don't need to know what the fuck we were talking about. That's how I am. That's how I feel. And so when we're talking and I'm, asking you how you're doing, and then I bring up an experience that I had that affects me, and then you start bringing up Tom, Dick, and Harry, and a lady also in 1995 who had the same experience, and it's like, well, were you there? Well, no, but that's what she said. Okay, baby, that's called gossip. I don't like that. And like I said, to me, that's you saying indirectly, I don't want to bond with you. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. And that's the same thing with this, right? When I interact with people, whether it's a spiritual conversation, whether it's a Dom session, however it is, we have a discussion. That's a bonding moment. I know that you're coming to me for one purpose and one purpose only. You don't really probably care to bond with me. You want to know, you want my expertise. You still want a piece of my energy. You want something from me, right? So that's where we get into, well, if that's how you're going to do it, our bonding moment is you're paying for the bond. That's what you're now paying for the bonding moment because you don't care to bond with me personally, right? We didn't meet on a personal level. We're meeting on a business and a strictly business level. So for me, that's how it is. And when you're not trying to bond, or you're not seeing it as, well, hey, I want to connect with you, but I ain't trying to pay you. Once again, that's the indirect thing. Like, I don't really care to bond with you. I just want to use you for what you got. Same thing with that. The gossiping spirit, honey. Some people just want to talk. Some people just like to talk shit about people, and they're too afraid to tell it to their face. So they want to sit on the phone with you and they want to talk about these people like a coward. Like, girl, we don't play that. Baby, you don't like the way that Miss Peggy Sue is treating you. You need to sit down with Peggy Sue and tell Miss Peggy Sue that. Because there's nothing I can do. And that'd be another thing, too, where people don't be able to understand about that gossip neither. You're telling me about Peggy Sue. You're telling me about whoever. I'm going to run into them. And I'm not going to be sugarcoating and be fake. Oh, hey, Peggy Sue, how you doing? And you just told me that Peggy Sue liked to dig in her drawers and shit, and then she liked to sniff her hands and cook food. You think I'm going to go to her restaurant and not think about Miss Peggy Sue digging in her booty and smelling her? Like, girl, I'm sorry. I'm going to say, honey, I heard that you be sniffing your fingers and shit. Like, I'm sorry. Or even if I don't do that because I'm not rude, I'm going to be thinking that. And she might be like, why is this bitch coming off a little distance to me? And that's how it is. So, like I said, I tell people, girl, unless you're going to do something out of, please don't talk to me about a fuck ass thing, because I'm going to always bring it up to you. Why are you still cool with this person that this bitch did you wrong 2 weeks ago? And then, like, I just be talking and tell you shit. I'm not the friend that just talk to tell me shit. If you're trying to have a solution to your problem, I'm down to talk. And I tell y'all that even from a spiritual business perspective. If we're going to just talk and complain about your life and how miserable your life is and how unhappy it is, I'm not the spiritualist for you. If you're trying to talk about your issues and you're trying to solve them, I'm the one for you. Yeah, baby, I'm always about strategizing and creating a solution to the problem. What they call it, conflict management. Baby, I took that in middle school and motherfucking high school. Can we talk about it? Okay, so I'm definitely down for that. Let's come up with a solution to get you past. But like, you ain't really trying to do shit about it. You just want to talk about it. Like I said, I'm not that girl, because I'm not here to pacify and soothe over your cowardness. I'm not here to pacify and soothe over your victimness. I don't victim shame, but I'm not here to allow you to, wallow up and swell on in the whole victim shit. Like, girl, we all got slapped up. We all got fucked up. But bitch, what you gonna do about it? Because I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to do something about it. If I'm not going to talk about it, I'm not doing shit about it. Clearly, if I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to do something about it. If I'm complaining to y'all about something, I'm already teed the fuck off and I'm about to handle that. If I'm not discussing it, that means that, girl, I'm just going to let it be what it is. Girl, because I'm going to drive myself nuts talking about something that I'm not doing anything about it. And I told y'all that before. That's why I don't even watch certain shit. Because I'm like, some shit just pissed me the fuck off, girl. I'll be in jail. So I'm like, to keep myself from getting out of hand and doing that, I don't want to see it. I don't even want to hear about it. You know what? Keep it to yourself. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's see, y'all. Love and light. And let's see what's happening. Everybody's up there. Come on, Larry. What are you doing? Grand Rising, honey. Oh. Wrong one, honey. Yes, Grand Rising. Bella and Anubis is over here sleeping, honey. I bought Anubis a bed because Bella, she sleeps anywhere, honey. She sleeps on the floor. She sleeps on my bed. Girl, she be on the kitchen floor, the bathroom floor. She be on near the front door. There's like a towel area in front of the front door. She sleep right there. This girl she will sleep anywhere she feel like she could lay her big ass head at. So I was like, let me buy Anubis a cute little bed because he likes laying on bed stuff. He's a little prissy little motherfucker. You know what I mean? But now Bella done made his bed her bed. So of course he got his own little throw blanket, and he done turned that throw blanket into a bed. So it's right here by their bed. It's thrown into a little pile, and they be alternating and shit. He sleep there, she sleep there. Right now she's sleeping in the bed. He's sleeping on the blanket. But I'm sure if I go to bed, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna look over there, and she gonna be on the blanket, he gonna be in the motherfucking bed. And I'm like, what they be doing? Like, I'm gonna start looking at my camera soon. When I go to bed, do they be like, oh, she sleep, let's go, let's do our thing? I don't know. Cause baby, I'm like, what the fuck be going on? Or they be in the bed with me. They fall asleep outside the bed. I wake up to pull my sheet over me. Now they on the sheet. Like, girl, what else going on? Oh, the fuck? So you gotta sleep right now, Larry. Come on, honey. We're great, Larry. Hope you're great as well. You get ready for work, honey. Don't work too hard, Larry. Okay? Don't work too hard, Larry. Love and light anyway. Bye for now, y'all. I know it's pretty late, honey. Y'all, listen. I got something for y'all. I've been saying that, but y'all, I really do. I got a little presentation for my people. Anyway, y'all. Bye for now. Like I said, check out the blog spot today only until 3 a.m. August the 6th, we'll be doing the crystal class sign-ups, y'all. You don't want to miss it, y'all. We get into a lot of tea. Like I said, crystals, crystals, crystals. You will not believe the power of crystals, y'all. Like I said, we're going to get into storytelling. I'm going to share with you guys proofs. I'm going to listen. I'm going to share with y'all what crystals I have on me day to day and what I've seen and what I've noticed since I've been utilizing crystals at a daily, hourly, every minute type of situation for every purpose as well. Okay. So we'll be talking, y'all. Love and light. Bye for now, y'all.